Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is going to be titled, I Have Nothing to Prove to Anyone. As we go through life, it often feels like we have to prove ourselves to others. We feel like we need to prove our worth, our intelligence, or any number of other aspects about ourselves. Why? Because we want to be liked, trusted, or admired. We crave acceptance, whether that means being seen as cool, capable, or worthy. It's like there's this invisible scoreboard we think everyone is keeping track of, and we're constantly trying to add points to it. But here's the truth I've come to realize: I have nothing to prove to anyone. For the first time in my life, I can say I'm genuinely happy with who I am. I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I like the person I've become, and I'm proud of the things that make me unique. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I'm satisfied with who I am. I like the clothes I wear, the way I think, the conversations I have, and even the headphones I use. These things may seem small, but they're part of me. It took me a while to get here, but I've learned that I don't need to win anyone's acceptance. If someone doesn't like me for who I am, that's their loss, not mine. I don't need to change myself to meet someone else's expectations. I'll probably make a separate video about acceptance one day, but for now, let's focus on this idea of having nothing to prove. A lot of people live their lives trying so hard to prove their worth to others. They bend over backward, trying to show that they're good enough, smart enough, or attractive enough. Let me share a personal example to highlight this. Back in 2020, during the pandemic, I had grown out a really long beard. By the end of the year, it was pretty wild looking, and I liked it. But then this woman I was interested in told me she might consider giving me a chance if I trimmed it down. Looking back, I can see how foolish I was. I trimmed my beard, trying to prove to her that I could meet her expectations, thinking that would make me worthy of her attention. But you know what? She didn't care. She didn't give me the time of day or follow through on what she said. I went out of my way to prove myself to her, and it got me absolutely nowhere. That experience taught me something important. I shouldn't have to prove myself to anyone. If someone wants to be in my life, they should accept me for who I am, beard and all. If they don't, then we probably shouldn't be in each other's lives. There's no sense in trying to convince someone of your worth when they've already decided you have to jump through hoops just to be in their good graces. Think about it. Who wants to be around someone who expects you to prove yourself all the time? That kind of negativity isn't healthy for anyone. If someone's already looking at you and thinking, you need to prove you're good enough for me, that's not someone you want to keep close. It's draining, and honestly, it's not worth the effort. As I've gotten older, this mindset has only solidified. I'm 31 years old, and I know who I am. I know what I stand for, and I'm not going to waste time trying to prove myself to people who don't see my value. The people who matter don't need me to prove anything. They accept me for who I am. Now, I get that there are exceptions. If you've messed up and need to show someone that you've changed, that's different. There's value in taking responsibility and proving you can grow. But what I'm talking about is meeting new people who immediately expect you to prove you're worth their time. Those games, they're a complete waste of energy. Life is too short to spend it chasing validation from people who don't appreciate you. Stop trying to fit into someone else's idea of what you should be. Be yourself. Embrace the things that make you unique and surround yourself with people who love and accept you just as you are. Let go of the nonsense and focus on living your life for you. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye for now.